right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to our final matchup of the night here as we've got an absolute banger for you. We're back to the Rival League, and I'm back with Ventus here in the booth. Ventus, welcome back. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm so excited for this match. It's a very interesting match that we have here. We have Blaze taking on Vortex. Vortex, currently sitting at that 7-1. But the big thing is that they traded away Sanzo and Kizvy, their second and third man, to Blaze. And so it's going to be such an interesting dynamic to see how Blaze play with their new roster, how Vortex plays with their new roster. It should be a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, most definitely going to be an interesting one here. I mean, the drama is at an all-time high here. You trade two your players away, and what happens the next match? You play them right away here. So the storylines are most definitely on a high right here as we're going to be looking at this matchup. A quick shout out before we get into this one. Shout out to Quackbot. I don't know if we got him on the last, but shout out to Quackbot coming back for 13 months, and to Jarhead subscribing for 34 months. Much love to Mr. Jarhead and Quackbot out there with the resubs. But yeah, Ventus, I mean, this has got drama written all over it. You mentioned it, yeah. Sanzo and Kizvy traded away to Blaze now. Vortex gonna have LK, Isaac, and Dissa. Isaac and Dissa they just picked up, and Blaze also with Tjazz, who's been kind of a staple over there. Ventus, we got him in the lobby here. I mean, what are you looking forward to in this match, and who do you got winning it?
I definitely have Blaze winning. I think that, Sanzo and Kizvy, those two alone are really good. And then I've talked about how underrated I think Tjazz is and how he is able to elevate teams. And so I think that, I think that this team might be better than the original Vortex. It might be a crazy thing to say. Be me saying that Tjazz might fit in better with these guys than LK. But I mean, LK obviously making the decision to trade them away. He has faith in Isaac and he has faith in Dissa. But LK actually gonna find a little bit of an open net there just off of a long ball. Looks like maybe a missed rotation, maybe a little working the kinks out of the Blaze rotation.
Yeah, and LK gonna snipe it away there. The GM trying to, Ventus, like you mentioned, he's trying to prove that his trade was the right one, that he made a good move there. He got quite a few picks back for trading away Sanzo and Kizvy, and he's got something most definitely out of anyone on that team. He's got the most to prove, I would say, as he's gonna fire another one in the back of the net.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like maybe he might have been hearing me talk about how much I value Tjazz, and he was like, this dude's not better than me. I'm gonna put two goals really quickly in the back of the net. LK seems locked in. He seems ready to go. Hopefully, they'll be able to carry it throughout the rest of the series.
Yeah, most definitely, and that's a great start there for Mr. LK and the Vortex squad. Yeah, 7-1 on this season, and looking to add to it, trying to keep pace there. Pineapples lost today, so they could outright secure that one seed at the end of the day here if they can find a win. But right now, they're gonna hold on to this lead and see if they can add to it here in game number one. This one's sent down, going towards the backboard here. Sanzo with a big opportunity. Can't quite put that one on target, though. Gonna be pushed in the corner as Tjazz sending it in the midfield at 50. Trying to come through Isaac. Gonna block that one away. And yeah, Ventus, we talked about this a little bit before we got into the booth here, but Isaac, the addition of him and Dissa, two people that we've seen in Nemesis before. Obviously, Isaac, a long-standing member of Nemesis, trying to see how they're going to fit into this new Vortex roster.
Yeah, I mean, with those two especially, I know that they're kind of off and on playing consistently, and so it's really going to be a big thing to see how many mistakes they make. And we see a mistake there out of Dissa, it's going to be capitalized on by Tjazz, and going to give Blaze a little one-goal comeback here to close the gap a little bit.
Yeah, that one just a little bit of a mistake, and Tjazz gonna put it in there. A nice shot from him. And yeah, it's really gonna be interesting, like you mentioned. Isaac and Dissa both kind of coming back here to Nemesis, getting picked up mid-season on these rosters. So all eyes are really on them and how they're going to perform. We know how the rest of this roster, has performed this season and played, pretty solid ball. I think all things considered on all ends. But Dissa and Isaac, the big question marks here, and we're going to be keeping our eyes out on them as There's Isaac on the backboard looking to send that one away. Tjazz dropping it down in the midfield. Opportunity here. Looking trying to find the follow, but LK is going to bang it down to his former teammate Sanzo. This one popped up, pushed out in the midfield. Isaac trying to find a touch. Going to send that one over to the corner. It's Kizvy. Going to give chase there. Going to bang it a long way. LK can't quite reach now. Might be a little bit of a 3-on-1. Isaac got to try to buy some time. Going to find a 50. But this one's still out of the midfield. Tjazz looking to send it down. Sanzo trying to get to it, trying to reach it. It's out of the midfield. Kizvy trying to get there, but LK just in time to save it away. A big opportunity sent off.
Yeah, and it seems like the Blaze roster is having a little bit hard of a time with their rotations right now, seemingly playing similar play styles to each other. And usually that can mean a good thing, but when you don't really have those like understated roles in the team of, you know, who kind of the playmaker is, who's kind of that rock on defense, you know, it becomes really hard, and the communication needs to be super crisp in order to make sure that there aren't any double commits or missed rotations happening. And that's going to be the biggest thing that I'm looking at this Blaze roster, and whether they can overcome that or not is going to be a big decider in this series.
Yeah, it will for sure here, as right now Blaze close in the gap here, only a 1-goal advantage for Vortex. Blaze gonna try to look for some offense here as this one sent back down. Dissa racing back, gonna push that save away. He's looking for another one, sending it down in midfield. Kizvy though, nice touch, able to get that one as this one's off the side. Isaac, not the touch he was looking for, but Dissa gonna bail him out there as this one's sent back down. Sanzo finding that one, but pushing the corner. Dissa pushing this one up high. Isaac found the demo. Sanzo back to it. A flip reset attempt from Dissa, but it's gonna be denied away for the moment. This one sent back. Isaac looking to find the shot, but it's going to be blocked away. This one out of the midfield. Dissa now trying to come through. A double demo. Kizvy taking out 2 at once here. Could lead to an opportunity. Kizvy, he's looking for more there, but not quite going to find it. That one was a crazy double demo right there, but unfortunately Blaze couldn't find the counterattack.
Yeah, unfortunately is the biggest thing I can even say for that. Sanzo having 0 boost as the last man on the ball is so detrimental, and it looks like Isaac gonna do a interesting challenge. It's gonna work out. He gets the dunk on Tjazz, and you know, as the first man, you're able to kind of make these risky challenges, but I mean, you don't see many like that. As he just took the ball completely off of Tjazz's car, and you know, gives them another lead.
Yeah, big mistake there from Blaze, and Vortex able to add to their tally here. Looking to add another one. Here comes Dissa firing it towards the net, but Tjazz gonna make the touch here. This one popped up, a demo comes through in the corner. This one going to be sent down. Sanzo popping this one up, trying to stay with it, pushing it towards the wall there. Big pinch going to come out, going to be sent out to the other side. Here is Isaac pushing it back into the corner. Ball is popping up, and Blaze running low on time here in this game. Tjazz is getting a little bit awkward there as Blaze, they got to score with time on the clock here. Dissa trying to find the demo. Kizvy sending it up high in the midfield. Big opportunity, but LK, he's all over that one as it's pushed back into the corner, and that is going to just about do it here for this Game 1. Vortex going to hold on here, Ventus, find a big Game 1 victory.
Yeah, and it seems like Blaze kind of struggling with meshing right now. They've seemed very awkward. They haven't been looking for each other for passes. We've seen a couple of times where they bumped each other, and I mean, they've still kept the game pretty close. I know that obviously LK had those 2 goals at the very beginning of the game, and I mean, if you take those out, it's 1-1 game. But I mean, Vortex have played really well. I really like the way Isaac's playing. He's kind of sitting back as that third man on offense. He's playing that midfield pressure. He's keeping the ball in. He's making sure that Blaze can't get any quick counterattack goals, and he's playing very well. I know he only had 289 score, which is the bottom on his team, but I mean, score doesn't dictate everything. I thought he played fantastic this game, and I'm hoping he's able to continue that.
Yeah, the return of Isaac right there, been around in Nemesis many seasons before and helping his team find that Game 1 victory here. And Vortex in the lead here, and now it's right back in Blaze's corner here at Ventus to see how they can respond. Obviously, you mentioned we got Sanzo and Kizvy. They've got the chemistry, you know, from that Vortex roster, but Tjazz kind of being that third player instead of LK, and they're still looking to try to find things here in their first series together.
Yeah, and I mean, the reasoning is because Tjazz doesn't play like LK. Tjazz is a much more aggressive player. I'm not gonna say more mechanical, but he goes for more solo plays, and so LK has been this third man kind of player on the Vortex team, and now that we see Kizvy and Sanzo not having a kind of designated third man, I don't necessarily like pushing players into roles like that. But I mean, it's just harder when everybody has different ways that they're playing, and it's gonna be how they can adjust to those teammates and how they can play around them. Because all three of these players for Blaze are individually very good, but they need to be able to, work well together, and that's the difference between a good team and a great team.
Yeah, most definitely. That's a great analysis there, Ventus, and it's especially important here in the rival league. Once you kind of get like rival enough, it comes down to those those rotational plays, how you can find passing plays, how you can work with your teammates to find a win here. And right now in the series so far, it has been Vortex that has been able to find it. Still early on here as we're into game number 2. This one pushed across the net. Sanzo gonna leave it for Tjazz, but that boost got taken by LK. Issac going up, trying to find the demo. Can't quite connect there as Kizvy. Nice little wave dash there on the wall here. And it's an open net. Tjazz is just going to send it in. Kizvy find the demo for a good effort there. And Blaze going to put it in.
It's a good start for Blaze there. Kizvy, some great wall dashes, kind of catching LK off guard, which is surprising considering LK should know all of the capabilities that Kizvy and Sanzo can do. And Kizvy catching him off guard there, putting it past LK as that last defender, maybe pushed up a little bit too far, not respecting the ability of Blaze, and obviously Blaze gonna take a full advantage of that, but it looks like Blaze trying to get an attack of their own, and Issac gonna put that one in net, and that was kind of all started by the demo coming out from LK on that last defender. Dissa able to put that one off the back wall, and Isaac's just gonna be first to that ball. Kind of a slow shot just to play it around the defenders.
Yeah, no, a smart shot though. Even taking it slow there, forcing the defense, trying to attack on that one. Unfortunately, they couldn't quite get to it, and Vortex are gonna cut the deficit and tie this game up here as Issac looking for this one on the backboard. No one on the backboard to defend that one, and Issac, they're just gonna double tap that one home.
Yeah, I mean, when you're not defending the backboard against an ex-Titan player like Issac, he's just going to punish you every day. Tjazz not really having enough boost to get the read off the backboard, and so maybe you suspect that maybe he should have jumped off the ground instead of the back wall and try to read the bounce off the backboard, but, obviously not able to get that one. Maybe he wants that one back, but, a great play by Issac, able to put that solo play and give them the lead, and after so much, talk about Blaze, Vortex quietly putting up 3 goals. Another demo coming out. It looks like Dissa gets a demo. Another double commit bump between, Tjazz and Kizvy. And it's going to open up the door for another Issac goal. And Issac having a hat trick so far in game number 2.
Yeah, Issac really showing up, kind of, picking up right where he's left off in past Nemesis seasons. As here comes Dissa, going to send it in. And Vortex is just putting on a train right now.
Yeah, and Kizvy, very, very bad miss there. I mean, he expected it to bounce off the ceiling and not roll, and so he wasn't playing high enough on that touch, and he's just going to misread that one. And, when you're last back like that and you make that kind of error in the read, it's punishing. But luckily, they kind of get one back here on a nice kickoff goal. So luckily the damage isn't too much, but, it could be a 1-goal game instead of 2.
Yeah, no, they're able to sneak that one in. Sanzo able to push her home into the back of the net, and once again cut the deficit in half here. Blaze trying to come back. They were up and gave up 4 unanswered goals here. Now able to find one. This one popped up high. Issac gonna make a touch, able to send it a long way. Dissa looking to get up to it, pushing it off the corner, trying to find another touch there. Can't quite find Issac. Ready to shoot that one. Can't quite put it in though. This one off to the side. Tjazz look to control this one, taking it up in the air. Kizvy also jumping in that one. A big double commit there is going to leave Sanzo on his own. Is this one going to be flicked towards the net? Issac dropping up to LK off the backward. LK, oh my goodness, he almost slammed down that angle, but not quite there. And a big double commit. It seems like that's the story of this series, Ventus, right now with Blaze, is a lot of double commits.
Yeah, I mean, they just have not figured out how to rotate with each other yet. We see a lot of the times that they're standing awkwardly. One of them wants to go for the ball and kind of pre-flips into a catch. Another team bump there is Kizvy bumping Sanzo. Just their rotations are super sloppy right now, and they just haven't figured out how they play, with Tjazz. And, maybe this is something that Blaze should have scrimmed a lot more with each other. I know there wasn't that much time as this was a very recent trade. but hopefully they can try to get some more scrims in, or try to get some scrims in so that they could work out these kinks before they're in a league match. But it looks like those kind of issues are still persisting, and it's something that I thought was very plausible to happen. Is when you kind of take out one player of the three, and you have two players left, and you try to add a new one, they tend to clash play styles a lot, because you have one player who wants to play one way, but then two people who have already played a certain way together for about half the Nemesis season. So it's just going to be really hard for them to break that mold, and hopefully this series is one step in the right direction for them.
Hopefully, for their sake, they can try to bring it back within this series even, as still down by 2, but only a minute remaining now in the second game. Kizvy looking to send that one towards the net. No, it's going to go off the post. It's not going to go in, but Tjazz is going to find the follow. They're able to squeak it in, and now they're only down within 1.
I mean, that was a great shot by Kizvy. Unfortunately, the game did not give him the post in. It was perfectly placed top corner. Dissa could not reach it. And, Tjazz is just going to clean that one up. A little bit of an open net there when you can't read the post bounces and the ceiling, or the crossbar bounces, sorry. And so he's just going to put that one in the back of net. And it's a much more doable game. Only 1 goal deficit for Vortex now, but as I say that, it looks like LK trying to put a shot on net is going to find the back to the net off of a great pass by Issac, and ruin the 1 goal deficit and turn it back into a 2 goal deficit.
Yeah, this is just sent up there. Tjazz can't quite get to it there. Not a lot of boost to recover on that one, and LK is going to send it in, taking their 2-goal advantage right back in the Vortex's favor. And now Blaze, again, find themselves down, but still time left in this game, but they're going to have to work quickly. Dissa denying any space to Sanzo. Tjazz going to pop this one high off the wall, but LK, he's right there to it. He's sending it out. Sanzo trying to cut this one off before it gets to Dissa. Going to find a 50. The ball is up. Issac can find a touch. He's going to put it off the wall there. He's going to find a double. Great double from Issac, as he's going to send it towards the net there. Kizvy trying to keep the momentum of the ball going as he sends it off his own backboard, but the time is ticking here. Blaze have got to find one with at least a second on the clock. Kizvy trying to do so. He just sent it to the corner. This one going to go off the wall. Could be a big shot opportunity. Here comes Sanzo. Can he put it in time? No, Dissa is going to save it away, and Vortex is going to hold on and survive and take this game number 2.
Yeah, I mean, Issac has played so well this series, kind of quelled those worries that I had, where Issac and Dissa, both kind of rejoining Nemesis, not necessarily playing the game too much. And so I was a little worried about how they'd play, but Issac did not skip a beat, and he has been great on the ball, especially 3 goals, a hat trick for himself, and just able to generate that pressure. He kind of changed. I was expecting him to play more of a third man again. He kind of took that first man initiative where he was making a lot of these plays happen, and Dissa making these plays happen as well. He had a lot of crucial demos there, and I mean the Vortex squad is really playing well, whereas Blaze has really been struggling. I know that they're 3 new players, but Vortex is also 3 brand new players, and so I mean I know LK and Issac and Dissa have all played with each other before, but I mean it's not anything where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give that as an excuse to this Blaze squad. This Blaze squad needs to step it up. They need to play better. They need to really look for each other on the maps, on the pitch, and see where they're positioned, and so they don't create these team bumps and these double commits. You need better communication and better rotations if they want to come back.
Yeah, no, they are really going to need a lot of that, and maybe even some more here, as now they find themselves in a very tough spot. The reverse sweep here, and I know if you're Sanzo and Kizvy here getting traded away to Blaze, they are going to be trying to make a statement here. Say, hey, you may have traded us away, but we're going to get one back on you, LK. And right now, they're going to have to do it in a reverse sweep fashion, as Sanzo and Kizvy going to bump each other into the goal, and how about that?
Ooh, I mean, that was a great solo play by Kizvy. I don't think Sanzo ended up getting the bump on. Oh, he does. That is insane. I thought that was just the flip reset pop that Kizvy got, but LK completely unassuming. I mean, that's just one of those lucky things where you double committed and it worked out. I don't want to, congratulate them for that kind of goal. It was a spectacular goal. It definitely threw off the defense, but it's not one that you really should be replicating, as double committing players on the ball is never a great sign, especially when you've been struggling with your rotation all this series so far. So I mean, a great goal from Blaze, but they still got some work to do.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's not really awe-inspiring too much here in terms of their ability to maybe pull off the reverse sweep, but hey, it's a step in the right direction to at least get the goal on and take the early lead here. So we're in the game number 3. Blaze trying to drop this one down. It's right in front of the net here. Kizvy, a big opportunity. Can he put it in? Trying to put it around. It's going to ring off the post and be saved away. And that one, oh, another one they're probably going to want back. You thought for sure, Ventus, that one was going to be sent in the back of the net.
Yeah, that should have been a goal. I mean, Kizvy needs to be putting those ones in, and just one that you definitely want back is he might get this one back. Here is another one off the post, but that one gonna find the post and go in. Is Kizvy gonna beat both defenders to that ball? A good 50 out of Sanzo, and Kizvy just gonna dust Issac and Dissa to that one and put it in the back of the net to give it to a lead. And that one, Rockerman, is much more confidence-inducing than the first one.
I will agree with you there, and yeah, he made up for it right there. He may have missed the opportunity on the first one, but he is gonna find that one as, oh my goodness, looking to find this one is Issac off the pass from Dissa, and Vortex right back to cutting the deficit.
And it looks like Tjazz trying to pre-jump off the ceiling. Not going to get the correct read on that ball, though, as he tries to collect it in the backboard, and that one's just going to drop out middle. And as that last defender, you really shouldn't be playing that aggressive because, 50s can go any direction. With how many 50s have stalled out so far in this match, it's really, really risky to push up after grabbing that boost instead of turning back to your net and waiting to see how the play develops. And so, obviously, Tjazz pushing up a little bit too far, and he's going to get caught out and punished for that mistake.
That one, a tough one, but fortunately for Blaze, they still have a 1-goal cushion here. Still 3 minutes remaining, plenty of time for Vortex to try to find something back. Issac caught all by himself, but he's going to be able to stick with it and keep on that ball. Nice pressure from Issac there. This one dropping up. Dissa is going to dive to it, cutting off the attack here. Maybe not for long. Tjazz pushes one up high. LK, not a lot of boost. He's going to send it to the corner. Dissa looking to take control, trying to get it over the top. Sanzo gonna cut him off, and Sanzo and Kizvy gonna dive on this ball here. As this one is floating the midfield, a big miss coming through. Dissa gonna send it out, and that's another one of those double commits we've seen from those two. And those two are surprising to me. Ventus is, the former teammates from Vortex. They are the ones that are double committing.
Yeah, it definitely is. Interesting is another interesting play that happens. Dissa not able to get the touch, just unexpecting as hard of a touch from Sanzo as he got, and not going to be able to get there in time, and that one's going to find the back of the net. But yeah, we're talking about Kizvy and Sanzo. Both of these players have teamed with each other for the first 4 weeks of Nemesis seasons, a whole 8 matches, and you would think that even just taking out LK wouldn't change the dynamic too much, but it looks like they're not too comfortable yet with this new team and this new rotation, and so we see a lot of these double commits happen where they don't have trust in their teammates to be there, or they don't have trust that they have the correct tools to be able to put the play together, and so they're just taking it for themselves, and it's causing a bunch of issues with the team because they don't really have set roles, they don't really have set, not rotational paths, but they don't have a natural rotation yet, and so they really need to communicate. As another double commit comes out from Kizvy and Sanzo again, and it's just going to be an ongoing thing, at least till they figure it out. Hopefully it's this series, but if not, it's going to have to happen soon.
Yeah, no, that one, another one, and I think you mentioned a little bit earlier, trying to fill the void that LK had on that roster, trying to adapt to a different play style with another player. It can be a little bit difficult for sure, and still working through the kinks, but they have the 2-goal lead right now as they're looking to try to bring this back, looking to pull off a reverse sweep. It's going to be tough, but they might have an opportunity to do so here as the demo comes through. Kizvy finding the 50, but Dissa, the big body man, is coming through, but Tjazz is able to get back just in time, able to get that one away, but Issac looking to keep on the pressure as Vortex is trying to bring it back here. Tjazz again, sending it off the side while LK can't touch. Tjazz gonna kind of fake it around there, gonna win a 50. This one pushed into the corner and sent across there, and now Ventus with only 45 seconds remaining in this game number 3. Vortex find themselves in a little bit of a hole here.
Yeah, and it hasn't seemed too much for Vortex to handle, and they've stayed in the game pretty well. And I mean they've come out with a little bit more double commits on their own, and we haven't been able to see as much offensive pressure. They've been kind of locked in their own half for a while, just with Blaze's individual play. It's worked out for them, but Yeah, I'm not too worried. Vortex has shown that they can play very well together, and they've been able to put Blaze in these awkward positions. And so, even though it looks like with the clock winding down that they're going to lose game number 2, I think that they have what it takes to pull back the series and really force Blaze into a hard position.
Yeah, is this one gonna find one more for the road for LK at the buzzer? But unfortunately for him, it's not gonna mean too much. They are gonna send it in and cut the deficit now, 3-2. But 0 seconds left on the clock, so that is gonna wind up as a Blaze victory here as they look to climb up the hill a little bit, try to bring back this reverse sweep. And hey, they got the win here, Ventus. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Vortex may have got one at the end, but they got the win, and now they got a chance here as we're gonna head into Forbidden Temple next.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't necessarily given me too much confidence in them. They've been better. They haven't looked as bad as they did in game 1, and I think maybe they're starting to put the pieces together. Maybe they're realizing how they need to play. But I mean, it'll definitely be interesting come game 3 to see if Blaze take this game and find their momentum and find their rhythm, or if Vortex is gonna, snatch it back. If Isaac's gonna pull out another great play, if Dissa goes for more demos, we saw in game 1, Dissa, opening the way for Vortex with a bunch of demos, and that really threw Blaze all out of whack, and they were not able to recover from that. So maybe that's something we see Vortex try to do some more of. And there's so many ways that this next game could go. It should be very interesting.
Yeah, no, who knows where it's gonna go here. Vortex, can they pull it back here, or can Blaze force a game number 5 here, trying to pull off that reverse sweep? It is definitely on the table, and what better map here than Forbidden Temple to try to find some chaos here after this trade here. And Blaze gonna have to see if they can strike early, as Tjazz gonna send this one down. Isaac, that one can be pushed towards the net, can be 50 off to the corner there. LK sends it back up the midfield. Dissa is up. LK is up. No one's going to touch it, though. Tjazz looking to send it in, and Kizvy is able to push it away just for a moment here as LK trying to come through. Kizvy with a nice cutoff on that one here. As Kizvy now taking it up. Going to find a flip reset. Looking to send it down towards the net. Isaac has to make a save. Kizvy almost with a highlight reel play. But Sanzo, he's looking for a highlight reel play. Trying to drop it down, but LK denies it away. Oh my goodness. What a set of saves right there after some amazing shot attempt from Blaze.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm talking about for Blaze with that individual capabilities. I mean, Kizvy with a great reset pop into the shot, and then Sanzo trying to get that reset to backboard double touch. I mean, these players individually are so good once they get their rotations working. I mean, we saw that their rotations crumbled there. Their pressure after those great solo plays, just fell apart because of a double commit. Kizvy double committed with Tjazz, and so it was just another one of those situations where they had all this momentum going for them. They were creating so much pressure with their solo plays, and then we see a misrotation just like this one, and Vortex just get out of it scot-free, and actually are going to be able to get a goal here instead of just breaking out of their own half.
Yeah, that one, just some overcommits on the defensive end from Blaze. LK able to send it down. He's trying to end this series off. A lot of talk was, why would LK trade away, his roster when they were 7-1 on the season? And LK, again, he's got a lot to prove in this matchup here, to prove that his trade, was the correct one. And, so far, Ventus, I will say LK has definitely had a great series.
Yeah, he definitely has. He's been very good. He's been such a great third man. He's been able to make some great saves on the defensive side of the ball, and has shown great offensive pressure as well. He's been able to put some great shots on net and find the cracks in the Blaze defense, and he's been able to score a lot, which isn't necessarily something we saw a lot from when he was with Kizvy and Sanzo. But maybe he's getting some more opportunities, and he's not stuck in such a hard third man role with this new Vortex squad.
Yeah, he's had quite a few goals in this one, and you definitely can see the offensive prowess of LK. Nemesis veteran NGM is this one an opportunity. Fire towards the corner. It's gonna ring off the post though. Sanzo, he almost sent it in, but just posting out there. Couldn't quite send it down as LK looking to pop it up to Dissa. This ball up in the midfield. Dissa trying to stay with it. He had to find one touch with the ball still dropping down. Isaac taking controls. Got some boost. Looking for the flip reset. Gonna find it. As Kizvy able to get out to it. Tjazz send this one up high. LK gathering this one. Looking to take control. Gonna get it over Sanzo. Dissa Racing on the wall, gonna push it high, looking to find a bump there. It's gonna be sent down. Sanzo with a great touch. Oh my goodness, he has the opportunity. Can he finish it? No, it's off the post, but Tjazz is gonna bail him out. Oh my goodness, some chaos there on Forbidden Temple.
Yeah, I mean, he gets such an amazing first touch to beat Dissa to the ball, and then he's not able to put that one on target. Luckily, Tjazz there, so even after the demo on Kizvy, he's still there to follow up that touch and able to put that one in the back of the net to tie up game number 4. But it looks like maybe I spoke too soon. Is another shot coming out. I'm gonna roll up the back wall, but you know, Blaze showing signs. They've had pressure all game. They've shown that the solo plays can work as long as they don't make too harsh of a double commit error. We can see a great showing from Blaze as a good beat from Tjazz, gonna go right over Issac, and Issac just barely not fast enough, running out of boost it seems like, and Tjazz gonna put that one in the back of the net to give Blaze the lead.
Yeah, and Blaze has really been the ones with the offense in this this game right now. Ventus on game 4, 9 shots to Blaze, 1 for Vortex, and now here's another one, make it 10 right there as Issac is forced to pick up a savior medal right there to push that one away. But really, Blaze has had all the offense right here, but you know, when it's only a 1-goal advantage, Ventus, you can have all the offense you want. You never feel safe until you have at least a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and it's just the way that this Blaze roster plays. They're all this all or nothing offense kind of structure, and so when these counterattacks come out from Vortex, they're so dangerous. And we saw 1 goal for Vortex already, kind of in that manner, from the overcommits from Blaze. And so if Blaze can really solidify their offensive pressure and their offensive rotations, you know, we might not care so much that their defensive rotations aren't up to speed yet. They have time, but they have that potential, and that's what I want to see from Blaze. They have the individual skill, and they're able to make that offensive pressure and use those individual capabilities to the max. And so it's you know, promising for the Blaze. It's not a fully complete project yet, but they're working there, and it's definitely better.
Yeah, and it is still, you know, only halfway through the season right now. So again, a lot of time for both these two teams to try to bring it back. But I know both of these teams want this game right here, as this one's going to be sent back. Kizvy, not the touch he was looking for. The follow-up is going to ring off the post. LK is denied away. That one, a big opportunity, not going to go away. As we're down to the final 30 seconds, Blaze looking to send us to game 5, trying to pull back the reverse sweep. You know, this drama from this trade, both these teams want this one badly here. Tjazz gonna pop it up as we're down to the final seconds of regulation here. This one into the corner, gonna be denied away. LK can't quite find the touch. Kizvy playing it slow. Issac is gonna get a touch. Sanzo, he can't connect. Tjazz looking to control. He's gonna be demoed off the pitch. It's one last opportunity for Vortex. They're sending it down. Issac, he's able to keep it up. Can they find one with time remaining? This one pushed down. It's gonna be sent up though, but Kizvy, he's looking to send it down, and it will touch the ground. And oh boy, Ventus, what else would we ask for from this matchup too? We've had 2 rival league matchups, 2 rival league game 5s, and now not only is this a game 5, Ventus, but this is a grudge match game 5 right here.
Well, and not only that, it might be a reverse sweep for the way of Blaze. I know Vortex taking game 1 and 2, but it seems like Blaze slowly starting to figure out, slowly able to get that pressure. Blaze looked pretty dominant with their ability to keep pressure. They have that one, you know, weakness, and that's those counterattack goals that they're overcommits, and you know, that's the only thing where I'm like, you know, I'm a little bit skeptical of that. But they've shown that they can create that offense, they can hold that pressure, they can cut for each other, and you know, keep the midfield presence, and you know, maybe the overcommits will stop if they hang their third man back a little bit more. I know it's not super ideal with the way that they're playing their full offensive pressure, but it would limit the ability for Vortex to have any counterattacks, and it might make them look like a more complete team.
Yeah, it very well may here, Ventus. And heading into this game, number 5, the reverse sweep is on the line. We talked about it. If you're just joining us now ahead of this game 5, big trade in the rival league as Vortex traded away Sanzo and Kizvy to this Blaze team here. And now Blaze has brought it back to game 5, looking to pull off the reverse sweep. LK trying to prove that his trade was good. Kizvy and Sanzo trying to prove to him that, hey, you didn't need to make that trade. And that's the kind of drama, you know, we love to see Ventus here in the rival league. And now it all comes down to this game 5.
Yeah, definitely. I could not ask for any better matchup. I mean, both these teams have been back and forth. I do want to give the edge to Blaze because I think that they've started to figure out their play style a little bit more with their. I mean, they're starting to click more on offense and they're more comfortable going for these crazy solo plays that are super mechanical. And so a little bit of an overcommit there is Tjazz hopefully going to put this one on net, and he's going to put that open net in and give Blaze the 1-0 lead in game number 5.
Yeah, and good speed from Sanzo right there, able to beat the last defender, and Tjazz just enough able to send that one in the back of the net. A great start there for Blaze, and now the pressure, you know, if it wasn't on Vortex earlier here, Ventus, after this reverse sweep got brought back, you know, towards them, the reverse sweep attempt at least, got brought back on their ends here. Now it's definitely solely on their shoulders here as they're down to 1-0 in game 5.
Yeah, and I mean the pressure just builds and builds. When you go up 2 games and then you lose your first, you're like, I think we still got this. You know, there's no reason to really worry. When you lose that second game, it starts creeping in the back of your mind, like, hey, we might get reverse swept. Hey, I mean they're gaining momentum. They have that. You know, we are scared of their individual abilities. They're starting to figure out as a team. I mean, this team can be really scary. The seed of doubt starts, you know, embedding itself in the back of these players' heads. And so the mental fortitude that you have to have, especially down in game number 5, has to be immense in order to not only come back, but win in game number 5, especially in this kind of series with a grudge match between these two teams.
Yeah, no, the pressure is most definitely on, and yeah, you're right. We'll see who has got that solid mental. Obviously, LK, a veteran, won, you know, many championships in that victory org over there. We've seen Issac before. Dissa, well, still unproven in the postseason here, but you know they got to lock it down here, and they're gonna have to try to bring it back here if they're gonna want a chance to win this series and, you know, keep their record here with only 1 loss to their name. That's Kizvy. Gonna send this one down. Issac taking it up, trying to find the pinch. Can't quite touch it though. Kizvy looking to take it up, but doesn't have a lot of boost. Dissa able to jump on top of that one. This one out of the midfield. LK sends this one up high. Dissa looking to find a redirect. He's gonna push it down, but Kizvy gonna bang it out. Tjazz gonna find a connection here, looking to stay with it, but Issac gonna beat him at the apex as Sanzo pushing this one across. Kizvy is jumping, but Dissa, he's gonna send it down, and they may have caught him out there. It's gonna go in. The third man challenge is gonna go in the way of Vortex to tie it up.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I talked about in between games 4 and 5. I talked about this being the weakness from Blaze, that Vortex can catch them out in these counterattacks. The Blaze leave their third man very far up. I mean, it was supposed to be a pass from Sanzo to Kizvy, but that's pass specifically where you're banging it off the sidewall and hoping your third man can get the beat. It's very easy to read. A lot of teams do that. And so Vortex was just able to read that one and get to the ball because the ball was closer to the Vortex half than it was to the Blaze member of Kizvy. And so that one's going to be an easy potential for a counterattack, and one that you really have to play perfectly in order to get that pass off. And so you see that counterattack there, but a great bump there on LK by Sanzo to open up the path for Tjazz, and Blaze going to take this one back.
Oh my goodness, on his former GM's head right there. Sanzo raining from the sky, bumps him out of the way, and Tjazz, he puts it in. Tjazz has also quietly had himself a great comeback in this series. He's had multiple goals here, I think at least 2 in the last 2 games here in both of them. So he has really brought back the offensive pressure there, and a huge goal right there for Blaze, able to retake the lead. Vortex once again now into that passenger seat here, trying to figure out how they can bring this one back. As Kizvy sending it down, looking to find the flip reset, can't quite touch it though, but it's going to force Dissa into an awkward spot there. Is this one out in the midfield? LK, not a lot of boost, but he's going to bang it back down into the corner. Sanzo looking to take control, looking to send this one up. Touch doesn't quite come through. Here comes Dissa pushing it into the corner. Oh, nice touch dropping down, but Kizvy is able to race back just in time as this one's sent back down. Blaze looking to find the attack here. Sanzo thinking about this one. Dissa gonna pop it up high to Issac. Sanzo back, trying to get up this one. This ball is up there. That one off the backboard. Dissa coming through. He's trying to drop it down, but Kizvy is gonna deny it away just in time as a big demo comes out. Tjazz gonna get it there, able to send it away, and some chaos here. Ventus Vortex is trying to push this pressure here, trying to at least tie it up and bring it back in this game 5.
Yeah, and I mean, Vortex has been able to amount some pressure here, some great demos. I talked about it again. You know, I'm just all knowing. You know, it seems like I talked about Vortex might wanting to go for more demos, especially Dissa seeming to catch Blaze out a lot of the times in game one, and it seemed to almost work there as a lot of pressure was built up. But Sanzo, I wanted to give credit to how he was playing. He was playing a little bit farther back, just like I wanted him to, and he was able to kind of fake chow, get Vortex to throw the ball away, and able to kind of be that third man on defense where he's still able to join the attack, but he's not leaving the open to the counterattack, just like that one right there, as Tjazz not going to find that one, and LK going to put that in the net to tie it with 17 seconds left.
Oh my goodness, a big mistake. Tjazz has been so good in the last couple games, but that miss is gonna maybe come back to haunt him here, as Blaze was only 17 seconds away from pulling off the reverse sweep, and now this one, shot towards net. Kizvy has to make the save, he puts it up. Here comes Dissa trying to fire his way through. It's out of the midfield, but LK is gonna send it off to the side. Is now final seconds of regulation. Next goal will win it here. This one sent down. Tjazz is there. Dissa, he's going to push it to the corner. Kizvy looking to take control. He's going to send it down. Ventus, and overtime going to come through in game number 5. The grudge match, the reverse sweep attempt. You know, it's all on the line here. And Sanzo looking to find the dagger, but it's going to be denied away by LK.
Yeah, I mean, you talked and you said, what more could we ask for? And I think the answer was overtime in Game 5 was almost a crazy shot by Dissa. This one going to go all the way back to the orange half, though, off of a clear from Blaze. And, I mean, overtime Game 5 is the only thing that could be better than a Game 5 reverse sweep. Is these teams going back and forth, really neck and neck. Both these teams have shown so much promise. They've tightened up their defense. They've shown their capabilities on offense. This might be a dangerous ball, but now it might be dangerous for the side of Blaze, as Dissa going to put this one up for a double tap. And I mean, both these teams, a triple commit comes out. This might be the dagger. LK putting that one in the back of the net. An overtime goal for LK, gonna solidify Vortex winning the series.
Oh my goodness. And who else but LK putting in the dagger. Blaze, the double commits, triple commits. They come back to haunt him one more time. And unfortunately, that last time was the death sentence, as Vortex is somehow going to survive. They're getting away with murder there, Ventus, as they survive the reverse sweep attempt, pull off the win, improve to 8-1. But I mean, man, what what a series by both those two teams right there. Really providing us some insane content to end off the night.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely an understatement. Both these teams showing so much promise. I think that Vortex winning those 2 games early were really that deciding factor. They won those games when Blaze really didn't figure out how to play yet, and they were able to just capitalize early, and that set them up for success because they didn't have to worry when Blaze came back and started to figure out how to play and figure out their play style. They all they needed was one more, and when they make one mistake like that, Blaze makes one mistake like that, and they triple commit on defense. The ball is just rolling right to LK. He's gonna put that one in the back of the net, and it seems like maybe he proved them right. I think that Blaze still has so much potential, and both these teams still are playoff, potential teams.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with you there completely, Ventus. I think we'll be seeing both these two when it comes around to the postseason. But LK, he's gonna get the last laugh in this one, getting the series win, getting that series winning goal there in Game 5 overtime. And I think he proved everyone, that hey, his trade worked out here. I mean, we'll see how the rest of the season ends out, but at least in the short term, it worked out for him with a big win, improving to 8-0, going to put them atop the rival league now as the 1 seed following that victory. So big congratulations to them. And yeah, that's just about going to wrap it up for us here. We got a couple of things. First, I want to bring up our premium subscriber screen. Thank our subscribers who have supported us. Again, like I mentioned earlier, if you guys are enjoying the stream, a reminder that everything generated, all the revenue generated by this stream here goes back to supporting the commentators and streamers. So if you guys are enjoying the stream and you're willing and able to, feel free to subscribe with a Prime or a normal subscription or gift subs. Donate some bits, whatever you feel like. It goes back to supporting the commentators and streamers who put hard work into the streams every night. And a big shout out to our to our premium subscribers in the Discord who support us here, especially our Challenger Plus subscribers, Flame, Storm Reaper, Wiggle, Crotera, Fenrir, Neons, and Street Soul, and everyone else who has been supporting us. We appreciate all the love, all the support here, as we've had a big season 12. Still a lot to go. And Ventus, it was a great night. We had two rivalry game fives. The challenger match was quite entertaining as well. I mean, just a great night of Rocket League overall.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was. I'm very glad. It seems like, I'm not gonna plug the podcast. I am gonna plug the podcast again. We talked about both these matches on the podcast, talking about how we think that both of these are such good games. If you want some more insight or anything into the league, any more, interesting matches, we talk about that all the time, and we talk about some intriguing upcoming matches. So if you want to hear more about that, go check out the podcast. And I mean, such great games. I couldn't ask for any better series between these two.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with you. And the link is in the chat there. If you guys are interested, go check out the podcast. Go listen as the boys break it down here, heading into this week 5 as we're approaching. Well, we just finished. I guess that was the halfway point right there. We're officially past halfway now in the season here. So we're kind of getting into the home stretch. So you guys are going to want to hear what they have to say on the podcast. So make sure you guys go check that out. But that is going to wrap it up for us tonight. We'll be back on Wednesday with some more action here at the Nemesis Gaming League. Once again, thank you all for watching, and we'll talk to you guys later.